Hey y'all, today we're gonna be making a buffalo chicken dip, my style. I've got some leftover Costco chicken here. We don't really eat the chicken breasts, we like dark meat, so we use the chicken breast for things like this. So what you wanna do is just take that chicken right off the bone. We're gonna shred it up, get all that chicken breast out. Costco's gotta have the biggest chicken I've ever seen, to be honest. They have the biggest rotisserie chicken by far through any store. Now, I always do a rough shred of it first because I feel like when I start to mix in the cheese and the cream cheese and everything, it starts to shred up even more. So I just do a quick rough shred of it. And I am gonna be using mozzarella cheese, pepper jack, and Colby jack. And we're also gonna be put some garlic butter in there. I don't know if you guys ever put garlic butter into your chicken dip before. Again, I love everything garlic. Garlic is my go-to for everything. And I have this you name it garlic butter recipe because you can literally use it in you name it anything. And it's the perfect garlic butter to go into this. It does add a layer of taste to it. If you've never had it, definitely try it. Follow this recipe and see what you think about it. I love chicken skin, so definitely adding it in there. Get that nice and shredded up as well. And so this is about the chunk size I want because I'm gonna be mashing it together and it'll pull it apart even more. And now we are going to add our seasonings to this. So for my seasoning, I'm gonna use cracked black pepper, smoked paprika, cayenne pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, a little bit of brown sugar, some minced garlic, and I'm gonna infuse it with can of butter. All right, chicken's right where I want it. Now, we're gonna go with onion powder first. Sprinkle that right in. We got paprika. And some garlic powder. Lots of garlic powder. Garlic everything. A little bit of cayenne pepper. Adjust this to taste, obviously. I think it doesn't really give too much of a kick, but there is if you use a lot. And a little bit of brown sugar. Just a little bit. Now we're gonna get some minced garlic. I'd say about that much. Throw that right in there. All the powders are getting to me, all the seasoning. And I've already shredded my mozzarella cheese, but we're gonna go in with an entire 8-ounce bar of mozzarella cheese. Put that right in there. Now, I like to save a little cheese for the top at the end. I save a little bit of all 3 cheeses. This is pepper jack, already grated here. And I like to save a little bit so that I can top it at the end, and then I broil it at the end. Now, there are 2 different ways you can do this. You can either put this in the oven, which is what we're gonna do today, or you can put in the smoker for a little bit to get that smokiness. We're gonna add in, this is Colby jack, again, 8 ounces. Save some of this for the top. Get that nice in there. We've got room temperature cream cheese. I'm gonna use the whole thing, 8 ounces. It's fine, our arteries will give us a pass. It's okay. Lots of cheese, but cheese is good. Gonna put that right in there. And now I'm gonna put a little bit of can of butter in as well. This is the lovely can of butter that's been infused with THCA. Put that right in there. Of course, you cannot forget the sauce. I use Frank's Buffalo. If you wanna use something else, you can, but this is definitely the best one. So I'm gonna use the rest of my bottle here, crack open a new one. I love buffalo, so adjust this to taste, but I just stop when my ancestors tell me to stop. And for those that like ranch, I like ranch in mine. And then sour cream on the side. There are ways you can put sour cream in there. I prefer sour cream on the side and ranch inside of my dip. And now we're gonna add my favorite part, which is my you name it garlic butter. I just make a tub of this and I leave it in the fridge and I put it literally on everything. We're talking fried rice, steaks, anything. Scoop a nice little spoon in there. And then we just mash everything together, stir it all up. Now this is where your chicken will get shredded even more because you're gonna be mixing everything together and you wanna get everything very well mixed in here. And then afterwards, I'm gonna add some black pepper. And I think I'm gonna add a little bit more ranch in here and a touch more buffalo sauce. Add a little bit more. And then also the buffalo sauce. And then this is when we want to add the cracked pepper. So I've already grinded it up. This is actually a pepper grinder right here. Just put that in just a little bit, not too much. So now we mix. And then I am actually gonna put this onto a cast iron skillet. That is my recommended way to cook it. Just be very careful with it. Cast iron and I are not friends. I burned myself. Now, this is kind of the consistency and texture you want it. Everything's all shredded up. Cheese is nicely mixed in there. Chicken is nicely shredded. You see the chicken is nicely shredded. It's not so chunky anymore like when we first started. Right there. So you're just gonna want to put it into the skillet, just like that. And we're gonna fill this skillet up and we're gonna put it in the oven at about 350 degrees. I'd say for about 15-20 minutes at least, and you'll wanna check on it at that time. It depends on how thick your skillet is. So this one is fairly deep, so I'd say I'd give it about 20 minutes. I'm just gonna get that right in there. And at 20 minutes, when you check it, you'll want to sprinkle the rest of the cheese on top and turn on the broiler. We'll just get a nice flat even surface there. And then we're gonna put this right into the oven. And into the oven it goes. While we wait, let's take a Hitoki break. Yummy. So now that the chicken dip is in the oven, I'm gonna get the green onions ready for the top and also my celery, carrots, so that you can use to dip. Got some Ritz crackers here. Roasted vegetable is one of my favorites, but I actually like the garlic butter one. They were out of that. And this is the tortilla chips I was telling you guys about. I can't pronounce this. It says sochil on it. It's the best one I've ever had. So that's what I like to use with anything I eat. That's my favorite dip. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut my carrots into 3 here, but celery is my go-to. It's also my go-to when I'm eating wings. And if you don't eat celery with your wings and ranch, I don't know what you're doing. Now, the celery. Again, I'm gonna cut these right into 3s. So 1, 2, and 3. Just third them. So we actually eat these pieces. If you don't like them, don't eat them. But we actually like those pieces. And obviously for this, it'll be chips. That crunch. And now, some Ritz crackers. And now we gotta chop up these green onions. Now, if you don't want to use the white part, you don't have to. I'm gonna actually cut that part out. We're gonna save that for a different dish. Don't waste food over here. We've got our green onions here. Just gonna put them right into a bowl. And that is for the topping. Now it's time to take your buffalo dip out of the oven. All right, let's check on our chicken in here, our chicken dip. You see it's nice and sizzly on the edges there. That's when I like to start putting in my cheese. So we're gonna take the cheese, sprinkle it right on top. Just be careful, it is hot. Try not to burn yourself. And sprinkle that cheese right in there. The cheesier the better, right? The more cheese, the better. And then we're gonna put this back in, let it sit for about 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna come back and check on it, and then we're gonna turn the broiler on. But I'm gonna let that get nice and melted in there first. It is very hot and very heavy, so be careful when you get it out. But look at that, it is so beautiful. When you get it out of the oven, sprinkle it with some of that green onion that you chopped earlier. Oh my God, it smells so good. And let's give this a try. Oh my God, it smells so good. Look at that cheesy crust right there. Look at that cheese, amazing. Let me get some of that green onion. And be careful, it is gonna be hot. This literally just came out of the oven, so I'm gonna try not to burn myself. So good. It is so good. Wow. Any kind of events that you have coming up, this will be perfect for that. And that's making buffalo chicken dip with the Garlic Queen. Stay cooking.